Hey there, I'm Kelly.
I'm Amber.
And this is Music to My Ears.
And today we're going to be talking about some of the best duets in country music. We are the co-hosts of Amazon Music's Country Heat Weekly podcast.
We get to have so much fun hanging out together, and they pay us.
Awesome. Great job. Getting to shine a spotlight on not only, the artists that everybody knows and loves, but the songwriters and the people that make music grow what it is and make Nashville what it is. That has been the biggest honor for me.
Like, I just want to be country music's biggest cheerleader, and I have a big megaphone, and I'm always screaming to the rooftops, you've got to hear this song, you've got to hear this artist. Oh my gosh, there's so much amazing music.
My duet partner is one of my favorite people in the whole world, and I just think that taking on this whole journey we've been on together has just been such a blessing to me. And so I'm a big fan of collaboration. I think collaboration is so important, and especially it's such a big part of what makes Nashville special because of the relationships that exist in this town.
Yeah.
And so I just think it's really fun to talk about duets. I love them.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we do. We're a duet.
We are. You want to listen to some music?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm not putting it on my hair, though.
Okay, same.
Okay, here we go.
The intro.
It's so iconic. Like, as soon as you hear it, that's my favorite lyric.
So good.
Islands in the Stream, Dolly
Nice.
Parton, Kenny Rogers. My favorite lyric is I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb, because when I was a kid, I did not know what that meant, but I thought it was so funny because I thought he literally was walking around with a comb.
My gosh, of course you're like getting like a visual of this.
That's it. That's my favorite lyric.
I mean, this duet is beyond iconic. Their voices together, it's magic.
That wasn't meant to be a duet, really.
Right.
That was just Kenny was recording it.
Right.
And Barry Gibb, one of the Bee Gees, said, okay, wait, because Kenny's like, this is not working for me. And he went and got Dolly and dragged her in and did she?
Because she just happened to be around that day. And then boom, magic.
You know what's really interesting though? Like, if you're a fan of disco and the Bee Gees and you listen to it and you're thinking Bee Gees, you're like, I can absolutely hear this being a disco hit for the Bee Gees.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. When I listen to this song, as a fan, I grew up on old school like R&B, and it even has that type of vibe. Like, I remember my parents listening to this song. I didn't grow up in a house with country playing, but this is a song that I heard growing up. And so I just feel like it transcends genre.
And the two of them together is just perfection. So that's why it lasts the test of time. You ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Something Bad, Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood. Oh, gosh.
We know Miranda has a rough side and can be a little crazy sometimes. We get a tiny taste of that from Carrie, like with, Before He Cheats. But watching her in this video and hearing her come in with something bad about to happen, like that, I was like, that's the Carrie we wanted to see.
And the two of them collaborating, I feel like, was a moment in itself. It's kind of like this girl power anthem.
Yeah.
They had this girl power vibe going on where they're like, obviously too, like females in country music, it's so important for the girls to stick together. And I feel like this was just such a moment for that.
And I still remember people saying, well, if you like Miranda, then you don't like Carrie. Or if you're a Carrie girl, then you don't like Miranda. And they both were like, we like each other.
Yeah.
We're going to do this collaboration. You're going to love it, and we're going to have so much fun. Yeah. It's, to me, like the epitome Thelma and Louise anthem. And this song went to #1, which was also a milestone.
It was the first #1 in 20 years by two solo females. And the last time that had been done was Reba and Linda Davis. Another iconic duet. Yeah. It kind of gave me that same feeling of like when I listened to like Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, like that album that's like a little angsty, a little screamy, It gives me that feeling, like, the production on it was so good.
Is it because it's got the stomp, stomp, clap?
Yes!
We're cheerleaders.
I said it has this stomp, stomp, clap part that makes me want to, like, actually do that.
Yeah.
But I didn't say that. She said it for me. You knew where my brain was.
We share a brain.
Next. Next.
Okay. Ryan, I hear you, Tim McGraw, sing to me. Yep. It's Your Love, Tim McGraw, Faith Hill.
They're another pair that vocally, it's like it just works.
I think there was part of me that was like, ooh, is this gonna work? Because you're worried.
Yeah.
Like, what if this isn't good? You guys are
They're married.
You're married and you're both superstars.
Yeah.
But it was perfection and I loved it.
I remember that period of time, like Faith Hill she was it. Like in high school, like she was it, especially like toward the end of, the 90s and into the early 2000s when she started to explore pop and stuff. Like,
they sound so good together. And if you want to know what's going on with Tim and Faith, then listen to our podcast because he was just a guest.
We got some scoop.
Season 4 of Country Heat Weekly, so check it out.
Okay, time for more music.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
This one, that takes my breath away.
Stop the tears. I don't even think you know this, but this is my favorite country song of all time.
Stop!
It is Whiskey Lullaby.
Brad Paisley, Alison Krauss. The opening line of she put him out like the burning end of a midnight cigarette. Who writes like that?
Bill Anderson.
Bill Anderson. I had a chance to ask him, and he told me he had the idea of a song called Midnight Cigarette.
Okay.
And so that was his whole idea, was this cigarette just left burning, and it's by itself, and then it burns itself out, kind of like a relationship would do. So he walks in to write with John Randall, and John pulls out the whole, I put the bottle to my head and pulled the trigger. And so Bill Anderson's like, no, don't worry about Midnight Cigarette. Let's do what you just said. Let's do that. Let's do that. And so they put them together. So I just think all of it paints this beautiful picture. If you didn't have the lyrics that match this haunting melody, it wouldn't be the same song.
And with the production being so minimal, you really can kind of sit in, the instrumentation and, the lyrical genius that is Bill Anderson and John Randall.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
One more.
It's our guy.
It is our guy.
That's Mr. Kane Brown and his wife Caitlin and their duet, Thank God.
He sounds really happy when he just sings that first line, and that's the first time that I've listened to it in that regard and heard him smile while he's singing it. And I think it's because he knew she was singing with him.
For a long time, a lot of people didn't know that she kind of had a little artist thing going on of her own. She was more in like the pop world, but his fans had been asking for them to do something together, and they finally did, and man, did they do it. They did it real well.
We've talked to Kane several times about this, that she was really, really nervous to do this. Even though she was kind of pursuing that artist career, she had decided that really wasn't what she wanted to do, and so she took a step back. And when he encouraged her, like, hey, let's do this song together, she was very nervous to do it. And then he told her, he's like, hey, babe, we're gonna have to perform this one live. And she's like, whoa.
I don't know.
I didn't sign up for that. And she did.
Yeah.
And she crushed it.
I mean, she is such a talent in her own right, and Kane's always known that and believed in that, but I think like he didn't want to push her too hard. I will say, coming out of the gate doing this as their first kind of couple duet debut, this song is just incredible, and I feel like it also transcends genre.
Hopefully it's just the first of many that we're going to get from Kane and Caitlin.
Yes.
That's music to my ears.
And shout out to the CMA for having us.
And make sure you like and subscribe for more.